Guys, welcome back to your show, Tiro Crypto. I hope you having a great time today. On this podcast, guys, I will give you a warning. This podcast that I'm doing today is basically a warning to those of you that like would like to know more about crypto, about the legacy markets, are interested in getting into crypto and in the legacy market, okay? I want to start with the same thing that I say. I am not I don't provide information regarding how to buy stocks, how to buy crypto. I am not a financial advisor. I'm here just in a journey to educate those of you that like to know more about the legacy market, about the stocks, but mainly about crypto. Okay? I'm here to sort of show you the road or how to educate yourself about this beautiful, beautiful market of cryptocurrencies. Okay? But today, I'm here to give you a warning. What is this warning? Basically, have to do with tomorrow meeting of this gentleman. This gentleman is going to announce. For those of you that doesn't know this guy, this is Jerome Powell, right? Every so often, he's in charge basically of our monetary policy. He's the one that says how much of a percentage the interest rate is going to go, and that trickles down to us, the common people that take out loans, that the bank charges X amount of interest rate. Everything starts from the federal banks, and he's the one sort of the chairman of the monetary policy, right? In a nutshell. So tomorrow, he's going to have a speech, and he's going to let the nation know whether the interest rate is going to keep going up by 0.75, or if he decides to sort of hit the brake a little bit, to pause and just raise it by 50%. Now, you might say 0.50, 0.75, what is a big difference? It is a big difference in the market, guys. And that is going to make a big difference whether crypto markets and the legacy markets, say S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. It's going to make a big difference whether they keep going up or they start rolling back down and dropping like a rock. Okay? So we're going to concentrate on that. I would like to make this video not too long. I want to capture your attention basically on this, because tomorrow at 2 p.m. he's going to come up stage and he's going to give his speech, right? He's going to know, he will not say it so clearly, but there's going to be words that he says that's going to either make you understand or put out there that the agency that he commands or that he represents, right? Whether they're going to decide to raise the interest to 0.75 or keep it, or 0.50 basically. And this is in order to curtail inflation. As you know, inflation is going up, still 8.2, and the Fed's, the monetary policy, wants that inflation to come down to 2%-ish, 2-3%, 2% give or take. We at 8.2%. That's a lot. Now the interest rate is around 3%, if I'm not mistaken. So remember, keep this in mind: 3% here, 8% up here. They want this to come back down, right? Or they're gonna have to rate this all the way up here to match the inflation. One of those two, but they want to bring it down to 2%. How are they gonna do it? There's a lot of ways to do it, but depending on how they go about doing it, they're going to either hurt the market, which is Bitcoin and legacy markets, again, S&P 500 and Dow Jones, or he's going to go the other way, more sort of a slow pause move. If he decides to go 0.75 or above, they call that hawkish speech or hawkish language in the speech, right? If he decides to just keep it at 0.50 and then see what happens with the economy, that's a dovish, like the dove, right? And like the hawk. If it's going hard on the market, it's gonna be hawk or hawkish. If the language in the conversation in his speech is more of a, let me hit the brakes here and let me see if he, I'm not gonna go too hard on raising interest rate, and let me just go 0.50. I don't think it's gonna 0.75 is out of the question. It's either 0.50 or 0.75. 0.50, a raise of 0.50, the market's already priced that in, meaning they already know that and they absorb that. 0.75 is gonna be a little harder to absorb, because if he says that come December, they're gonna still maintain 0.75, that's gonna be a big no-no for the markets, and it might turn back down, which in a way is gonna affect crypto, Bitcoin, and it might take a dive. Okay, so just keep in mind, tomorrow, 2 p.m., the Feds are going to, let's read from this here. The Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, will address the nation in the next FOMC meeting, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m., where he's going to either say there's going to be 0.75, the interest rate, or maybe 0.50. Okay, this is one or the other. And based on his language during that speech, we will know which way we go. Now, like I said before, depending on which way this goes, so it goes the market, right? So it goes Bitcoin, and so it goes the S&P 500. As you can see, the S&P 500 back about a week ago, week plus, it went all the way down here and then started coming back up, just like Bitcoin was around 19,000, and then went back up to 20,000, almost 21,000. So based on what Jerome Powell says tomorrow, if it's dovish, if the language, again, like I said, and I keep using that, if the language in that conversation he's going to have with the nation, with us, is dovish, like a dove, right? Really like docile and peaceful. And he says, he's not going to say straight up, but he's going to sort of put stuff out there that's going to give you the idea that he's going to go less than 75. And if it's less than 75, it's basically 0.50. If that's the case, this is going to keep going up. Let me make the whole thing clear so you guys can see. This is going to keep going up. And most likely it's going to break this thing and keep going up, right? If it's 0.50. Now, again, 0.25, which is even less, is out of the question. I don't think they're going to go with that. And if he says that, then this thing's going to go ballistic. Now, 0.50 is going to still affect the market or affect the economy, because the inflation is going to keep still going up. We need really hard policy to hold the inflation from keep climbing up. At 0.50 is not going to happen. But I think because it has to do with the election coming up, it has to do with the end of year, which usually the markets, they rally up. He might kind of give us that little break. Might, I'm not saying. But if it happens, the stock market is going to go back up. Now, if on the contrary, he says, well, we still trying to, control the inflation, but it's hard. We're going to have to keep going what we're doing, which is 0.75 November, 0.75 December. You might see this thing rolling back down. It may be coming all the way down here. It might be coming all the way down here, as I thought it was going to happen here. But it was coming back down and then retrace back up. But this time, it might come down. Now, like I said before, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm not telling you what to do with your money or what to do with anything. But we always talked about the Bitcoin bottom, right? A lot of people said that this was the bottom and that's it. From here, the market's going to climb back up and everything's going to be happy from here. We're going to kind of chop around, but we'll never come back to this area. And that's what I thought, no, we have another leg down. If this conversation tomorrow is hawkish, meaning the guy's going to just keep the brake, the foot on the pedal, this thing might come down and probably come back to these prices. Now, I believe, at least for the last quarter of this year, if with that announcement, the price of Bitcoin doesn't break this and keep coming down, and instead just hold here like it has done all this time, then I'll say this is the bottom for this year. And maybe this is it. All right? And by having said that, you pick your poison. You make your choices. This is the bottom, and from here, we're just gonna keep going up. How fast? I don't think so. It's not gonna be too fast. My belief is that it's not gonna be like this year. And guys, let me point that out. This bear market and all that entails, the bear market here, and then we're gonna come back up and start the next bull market couple of years going forward. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like this one, 2018, 2019. I think it keeps looking more and more that the one that we have in 2016, 2015, 2016, which is this one here. Adam, if you notice how, let me see if I can get this thing to come back, how it looks really similar, meaning we came back down, not as, and when we dropped, we didn't drop so radically all the way through. We kind of went slow, steady, slow. We went spiked all the way down here. So we did here. Now we're going kind of like pinpoint here, up and down, just like here. Now, if you ask me, if we're gonna agree that this is the bottom, this move here, right where we are now, it's this one around here, which means that yes, bad news, it might probably drop us a little lower, just a tiny bit. If this is the bottom, that's exactly what's gonna happen. We're not gonna drop too low, maybe back to 18,000 and change, but not lower what I think we should drop, which is 1310 and up, around that area. Again, if this is the bottom, it's gonna make a similar move. It's not gonna go lower, but it's gonna come little down and then keep chopping up and down, up and down, up and down until it takes off some month later, maybe next year, mid of next year. Keep that in mind. Now, if tomorrow news, this thing turns around and comes down, then we're probably gonna hit the bottom now. But I think we should find the bottom here in November. We need to find it, because I don't think we're gonna go next year and try to break this down next year. I don't think so. We might. We have to just follow the market, see the numbers, how it play out. But for now, at least for this year, we are in November, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this month and next month, the next 2 months, Bitcoin could do a lot. Talking about climbing up here. Let's say if the conversation is dovish, that we're gonna get a break. This thing can just rally up, probably all the way to probably 26,000. Don't be surprised if it does. And if Bitcoin does, all these altcoins, Ethereum, all the other ones, Cardano, they're gonna fly up as well. So I'm just telling you that. Keep that in mind. And again, think of this bull market here as this one, which has the little up and down, and you also can take advantage of that. All this rally up, which is, how much is this rally up here? Almost 63%, meaning that if BTC decides to go up here and do 63%, look, it's gonna put us around 30,000. But I wouldn't play I'll play conservative, right? I'll say 27,000, 26,000. It'll be more or less where we're probably gonna end up. But if we dovish, if we get the okay to go up by the feds, we're gonna be probably in this move right here, right? We are around this area right now compared to here. And we're just waiting for that news to come all the way up. Now, if the news is back down, right? They say, no, we're gonna have to keep enforcing these rules. This 46% might become a 40 something percent to the downside, which is gonna put us, well, not here, but let's assume we get a 40% here. It's gonna put us at maybe 10-ish, around that area, 11 and change. In that vicinity, 11, 13,000 in that vicinity, probably. So I want you to keep that in mind, okay? So just to recap, big conference tomorrow by Jerome Powell, where he's gonna say either we're gonna keep interest rate at 0.75, which is not gonna be good for the market, and we're gonna start probably rolling back down. Or he might say, hey, I'm gonna give you a break, we go in 0.50. In that case, we're gonna go up. Everything's gonna go up, so be mindful of that, okay? Tomorrow, 2 p.m., you have to listen to the language. And there's gonna be a lot of fluctuation, a lot of up and down, up and down, up and down. At some point, people's gonna get it. You're gonna see it because the market's gonna start either going up, stop, and then whoop, coming back down, depending on the language. Or might start going down. You think it's gonna keep going down, stop, and then shoot up like a rocket, depending on the language of Mr. Powell. Okay? That's it for today, guys. I hope that this video is gonna be helpful for you. And basically, be mindful and be attentive tomorrow at 2 p.m. Wednesday. Remember, educate yourself. Okay? Educate yourself. And if you do decide to invest safely, guys. That's it. See ya.